Golden Radio Hour.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Street. Next stop, 14th Street.
Bus driver,
Yes, sir.
there's a restaurant I've seen, a buffet.
Lots of restaurants along here.
Carolyn's Country Kitchen, I believe it's called, with the chicken special.
Oh, yeah, corner of 17th. That where you went off?
Indeed, I've been looking forward to trying it. All you can eat, I understand.
Oh, knock yourself out.
Oh, I shall, I assure you, I shall.
Next stop, 17. 17. Here you go. Here, watch your step. Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes,
Well, when you got on, did you ever give me that transfer?
most certainly. There was such a crowd, but I finally found it. Remember?
If you say so. Yeah. Have a nice night.
I shall.
Next stop.
Here's your check.
Ah, yes, the check.
Get you anything else?
Another glass of iced tea, perhaps. Refills are free of charge, I presume.
Nadine will get it for you. I'm off the clock now. And pay up front.
Certainly. Oh, miss,
Yeah?
might I trouble you for one more plate of your delicious fried chicken?
That makes 3.
Your policy is all you can eat, is it not?
Another chicken platter coming up.
Thanks, Mrs. Nolan.
Oh, don't mention it, Bernice. Hey, see you Saturday for the baby back ribs.
You take care now. Enjoy your meal, sir?
Very much. I couldn't eat another bite.
That's nice. Cash or charge?
Oh, cash, of course. I don't believe in credit cards. All that interest.
I know what you mean. That'll be
Oh, my.
something wrong.
What a bother. Do you know what's happened?
Why don't you tell me?
My wife borrowed from my wallet and forgot to leave anything for me. Will you take a check?
Like it says on the sign, no checks.
Yes, I see. Well, not to worry. My name is, James Brocklehurst. I'm with the Plyo Film Corporation. Perhaps you've heard of it. Here, let me give you my business card, if I can find one.
Card won't do me any good.
Oh, my. Most embarrassing for me as well as for yourself. In that case, I insist on returning tomorrow evening to reimburse you in full.
Would you move it, pal? I gotta pay and get home.
Of course. Tomorrow evening, then, at this exact hour. I'll include a generous tip as well. Thank you for your kind understanding.
Hey!
Thank you.
What's the matter with that guy?
I'm not sure, but I think he just stiffed me.
Meet Mr. Luther Aorta, a normal enough man, at least in his own mind. Like so many people, he enjoys getting something for nothing.
But for him, it has become an obsession and a way of life. So it isn't surprising that he's attracted by words like all you can eat and no limit and, best of all, free. That's the magic syllable. It does strange and wonderful things to the metabolism. In fact, it's his whole reason for living. Unfortunately, Mr. Aorta is about to discover that such signs don't necessarily tell the truth. Because though the offer in question may be free, it sometimes comes with a one-way ticket to the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Free Dirt, starring Eric Bogosian, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Luther?
Hmm?
Luther, I'm talking to you.
Yes, dear.
Breakfast is ready.
Good, good.
If you want yours, you'll have to get that junk off the table.
Oh, but it isn't junk, dear. I found several good coupons in this morning's paper.
You and your coupons.
Samples for the cost of a postage stamp. We can get new packets of seeds absolutely free.
Seeds? You've got 100 packages of those things already.
Yes, dear, I know, but these are special.
I'll bet.
They are. Look.
Would you clear off the table, please?
From the largest seed company in the U.S., free peaches, free cucumbers, free asparagus, and free ranunculus. Can you just taste them?
What are you going to do? Eat the seeds in a bowl with milk?
Of course not. I'm going to plant them.
Oh, you are? Where?
In the backyard. They'll make a lovely garden.
I hate to disappoint you, but plants need something our yard doesn't have.
And what's that, dear?
Dirt.
Dirt?
Topsoil, loam. There's nothing but rocks out there.
Yes, you're right. But don't worry. I'll find some fresh dirt and bring it home.
From where?
That may require some thought.
Just a minute.
Hmm?
Breakfast first?
Oh, yes, breakfast.
You drive me to work today, remember?
Of course.
Sit down and eat. I'm going to be late.
I was just thinking about the dirt.
Where were you last night, anyway?
I rode the bus into town. Some things I had to take care of.
The bus, huh? I'm surprised you were willing to pay the fare.
Cheaper than the cost of gas nowadays. It worked out very well, actually.
Did you eat anything?
To be sure, I found something on the way.
A bargain, no doubt.
Quite a remarkable one, in fact. You would have been proud of me.
I hope so.
Where does one go to get dirt, I wonder?
Oh, Luther.
A quarry would have some, but they'd probably charge a lot of money.
Finish your eggs. I'm late as it is.
Just cleaning my plate. It's a crime to waste food. Let's see now. Nothing on the way home but offices, real estate companies. Perhaps the nursery. No, packaged soil would cost a fortune. Oh, well. Have to give this some serious consideration.
Or double your money back. That's right. If you're not 100% satisfied with your new Ellison steam cleaner, return it to the factory and get double your money back. Call toll-free today or write the Ellison Company, Box 403, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And now, back to music for your morning commute.
Box 403, Box 403. Where's a pencil? Wait a minute. I don't believe my eyes. Free dirt apply within. Within where? Of course, Lilyvale Cemetery. Where better to go for rich parturient soil? Hello? Hello, anyone? Anyone at all? Guess not.
Help you, sir?
Oh, I didn't see you there. So many tombstones.
Getting crowded. What can we do for you?
Well, now maybe it's what I can do for you.
Ain't gonna sell me nothing. This is a poor place. Not enough customers, if you know what I mean.
No. I'm not selling anything. That isn't it at all. I was driving by and I saw the sign. You're offering free dirt.
Yep. Left over from the grave digging.
Well, I'm here to take some of that dirt off your hands. If there's any left, that is.
Oh, there's plenty, all right. It builds up.
And it's free, you say? No strings.
Free as a bird.
How much may one have?
Much as you want.
On what days?
Any day there's some fresh, but you gotta do the hauling yourself.
You couldn't do that for me.
Can't. If I was to leave, there wouldn't be nobody alive left here, would there? Anyways, I don't have a truck. You?
No, but I might be able to borrow one. Now, if you don't mind, may I see the dirt? Even it out now. I want to get as much as possible in one load.
Okay, mister.
Otherwise, I'll have to pay you for 2 trips.
Relax. We're getting it all.
Nice truck.
It will do.
Where'd you get it?
My neighbor, Mr. Santucci. I promised to share the bounty with him.
Bounty?
The fruits of my labor. It's a long story. Good thing your gravediggers were here.
Always looking for extra work. Dig it up or shovel it someplace else. Same difference.
You're sure you don't mind my taking it all?
Glad to be rid of it.
Well, it certainly does look like good soil. One should be able to grow anything in that.
Ought to. Been fertilized enough.
Yes, I suppose it has. All right, gentlemen, that's the last of it. I'll meet you at the house. Thank you, my good man. You've made my day.
Don't mention it.
Good dirt, I guess.
For some people.
Me, I don't like the touch of it. Sitting out here all week and it's still damp.
I don't even like the look of it. Sure it came out of new ground? No old graves underneath?
Hard to say. The plots are pretty close together.
Well, don't tell that Aorta guy.
Yeah, probably gonna make mud pies out of it.
I'd as soon not know. Just be sure he pays you.
That's about it.
Good, very good. You've distributed it perfectly. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yeah. Real beautiful.
I'll set to work while it's still moist.
You want to pay us now?
Now?
That's the general idea.
Oh, dear me, no. That wouldn't do at all. For income tax purposes, I'll have to ask you to send a bill.
A bill?
Don't know the address here.
Not here. My office. The Magnetic Cartridge Corporation, 163 Fairmont. Yes, that's it. I'll jot it down for you.
Fairmont, huh? What part of the city is that in?
The far side. Now, if you'll put the wheelbarrow and shovels in my car, I'll drive you back to Lilyvale. Just give me a moment. I can hardly wait. Peas, carrots, tomatoes, onions, squash, rutabaga, turnips, lettuce, corn, watermelon, and ranunculus. What a harvest this is going to be. I wonder what will come up first. Let's start with this one.
What are you doing, Mr. Aorta?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Santucci. I'm planting my very own garden.
Where'd the dirt come from?
The graveyard. But it's wonderful dirt. Really.
Make sure you get the truck clean. My husband don't like no dirt in it.
Oh, I will, completely. And do thank him for me.
Graveyard, huh?
Yes, just look how nice and moist it is. Reach over the fence and hold out your hand. See? Positively brimming with life.
That what you call it?
Think of the things that will grow out of this mulch, and all of it positively free.
You can have it. Feels funny. And the color ain't right.
Oh, it's splendid, I assure you. Excuse me, I have to drive the workmen. I'll hose the truck off soon as I get back. Good as new.
Yuck. Even smells funny. Now I gotta wash my hands. Don't know what it is, but something about that dirt just ain't right.
And parsley, and watercress, and zucchini, and sweet potatoes. Yes. And cabbage, and string beans, and even red peppers. Oh, what a succulent harvest this will be. There, let the soil do its magic. For now my precious seeds prepare to deliver your wonders.
You?
Hello, Myrtle. Home early, I see.
Early?
Or late? What time's it getting to be anyway?
You were supposed to pick me up from work, or didn't you remember?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, dear. Truly I am. But you see, I've been out here all afternoon, working my fingers to the bone.
Doing what?
Gardening. Isn't it magnificent? I've marked each variety with twine. I've even dug a small drainage ditch between the rows, so the water can run off.
And do you know what I did today? I had to take a cab all the way home because my husband forgot I was alive. It slipped his mind.
1,000 apologies, dear. It won't happen again.
You bet it won't. This is the last time I let you have the car, and from now on, you can take the bus every day.
Myrtle, dear, may I ask one question?
No.
What's for dinner tonight? I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Open a can.
What? Luther?
Go back to sleep, dear.
What in the world?
Just opening the window a crack.
What for?
Ventilation. Smell that.
Come back to bed. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know, but I simply had to get a good whiff. Isn't the night air delicious? Like it's alive.
Oh, crazy man.
Listen. You can almost hear the little seeds reaching up from the earth. trying to be born. Myrtle! Myrtle! Didn't you hear me?
I heard you.
Come!
Why?
You won't believe it!
What is the matter with you?
I've got to show you something.
I have to be at the office in 20 minutes. Let go of my arm.
Look!
Where did all these plants come from?
Where do you think? I planted the seeds yesterday. Now look at them.
That's ridiculous. You got up early, drove to the nursery, and brought them back here somehow.
Don't you be ridiculous. The squash, the beans. Do you realize what a miracle this is?
You plant something and it grows. That's no kind of miracle.
In one night? Use your eyes, woman. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. It's impossible. It's not possible, is it?
Luther, if you did this to impress me, it's...
No, I swear to you, all this happened in 24 hours. Less than that. Look at these cucumbers. Delicious, delicious.
Look, I haven't got time for you. I'm late enough.
Try a carrot. Take a bite. Just one little bite.
Oh.
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
Are you kidding?
Why? What's wrong with it?
It tastes like, dirt.
KRIS-TV.
This is Luther Aorta. Send a news truck over at once. I've got something big to show you.
Pardon?
1217 Sunnyview Lane. Someone has to take pictures of this. People won't believe it if they don't see it with their own eyes.
Has there been an accident, sir?
Not an accident. Something glorious, stupendous, something positively not of this world. Well?
It's a nice garden, I'll give you that.
Yeah, same here.
But I don't see anything unusual about it.
I told you, the seeds were planted only yesterday. It all came up overnight.
Is that a fact?
Ask my wife. She'll tell you as soon as she gets home.
Mr. Aorta, we appreciate your call, but we're a television station, not the university.
Do you see the size of it?
Well, it looks exactly like what it is. A vegetable garden in someone's backyard. Bigger than most, but that isn't really news.
So you're not interested in miracles?
Only the ones that can be proved.
All right, then. I'll prove it to you.
And how will you do that?
I'll rip out all of these plants and do it again. You can see for yourself tomorrow. Would that be proof?
Yes, sir. That would be proof.
Assuming there was documentation. Footage of you doing it and the results. And that would mean cameras around the clock.
And unfortunately, that's just not in our budget. We have other stories to cover. I'm sure you understand.
Now, if you'll excuse us.
But think what a breakthrough this is. Food for the world, instantly.
That would be a miracle.
Would? It already is.
Then how do you explain it?
I can't, but it's happened.
Oh, looks like it's been happening for a while.
What do you mean?
Well, these leaves, they're already turning black around the edges.
They can't be.
I'm afraid so. They've reached their maturity. Now they're going to seed.
Then I'll plant some more.
You do that. And when you do, give us a call.
I will. I'll get right on it. You can count on me.
I'm sure we can. Bye now, Mr. A.
Aorta. straight from the heart.
I've seen some nutcases before, but this one is the king.
Could have saved us a trip if he told us the whole story in the first place.
Make sure he does the next time.
Oh, think he'll call again?
You know it. But I hope we're out on a real story when he does.
Now get that head of lettuce there on the end. Pull.
Got it.
Looks like it's 6 months old. It's rotting already.
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Santucci?
I wouldn't, except my wife saw you planting the seeds.
Yes, she stood right where you are, leaning over the fence.
I'll tell you flat out, I've never seen anything like it in my whole life, and I was brought up on a farm. It just don't make sense.
It must have been the dirt.
Could be. Can't think of anything else. Made a nice layer of topsoil. Now it's all sucked clean. You need some more fertilizer.
I wouldn't know what kind to get, unless there is plenty more where this came from. That's what the caretaker said.
Might work, might not. I'll tell you one thing, though. I wouldn't be caught dead eating any of this stuff. It ain't normal.
That's the point. It isn't. It grew so thick, ripened so fast.
Sell it to the college, maybe.
That's an idea.
Or the agriculture department. Could be you come up with something brand new.
Yes. Maybe I have. I'll call them first thing in the morning. But for now, I'd better spread some fresh dirt. Mr. Santucci, what are you doing tonight?
Why do you ask?
I was thinking we could go back and get some more in your truck.
I don't know.
If it works, we might even get a patent out of it. At least the Guinness Book of World Records. Partners. What do you say?
Where did it come from?
Not far. We can be back before dinner. Don't worry, we'll be fine. It's only a cemetery.
Never liked cemeteries.
It won't take long. The caretaker's shack is just ahead.
Late for dinner and the missus will kill me.
We'll be in and out in no time. You'll see.
Sure got dark fast.
It's the trees and the statues. Here we are. Hello? Hello?
Maybe we should come back.
Nonsense. It has to be now, while the plants can be revived.
Well, it's my truck, and I say we get gone. There's nothing but dead folks here.
Then no one should object if we drive on in.
Help you, fellas?
Hey! Don't go creeping up on people like that.
Sorry, mister. Not many visitors this time of day. Is that you, Mr. A?
Yes, I wanted to ask you.
How'd that free dirt work out?
Very well. I was wondering if you could spare a little more.
I guess so. Planted a fresh one this morning.
A fresh what?
New man for the sod Sheraton. Got his bed turned down and everything.
Good. Then we'll bring the truck in if you don't mind.
Better watch those tires. Hit a sinkhole and you're stuck for the night. No AAA.
Of course. Thank you, my good man. You don't know what this means to me.
Hope you brought a flashlight. They like it nice and dark out here.
Come on, Aorta. Let's get this fool thing done.
Arnie, how much longer?
Coming!
Your dinner's cold.
Be right there, I said. That's it. I'm going inside.
But we're almost done. One more wheelbarrow full, and the whole garden will be covered.
Well, it's your yard. You finish it. Don't know why I let you talk me into this in the first place.
Think of the publicity. Our pictures in the paper. 2 neighbors who can feed the world.
Lots of luck, pal. I gotta take a shower to get this stink off me.
There. A new layer spread out. Nice and even. That ought to do it. Myrtle! Myrtle, where are you? What are you doing with the suitcase?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm getting out.
But why?
Don't try to stop me, Luther. And I'm taking the car. You can just fend for yourself.
I think I deserve an explanation.
Oh, you do. Take a guess. I can't stand living with you anymore. Like Mrs. Santucci says, you're a loony.
Do this and you'll be sorry.
Are you threatening me?
No. But those plants, they might be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, in your dreams. Keep away from me.
Tomorrow I'm going to have someone from the university come over and take a look. They're worth a fortune. Mr. Santucci agrees.
They might be worth nothing. That's what they might be worth. You know why? Because they're as loony as you are.
That's not true. They're a miracle of horticulture.
Then if you know what's good for you, you'll eat those miracles, because there isn't anything else in the house. Do your own shopping. I've had it.
She'll be back. Just you watch. She's right about one thing, though. The refrigerator's as good as empty. And the cupboard was bare. Oh, well. I've got my vegetables, ripe and ready to eat. Where's the laundry basket? I'll fill it up and dine like a king. Onions, summer squash, eggplants as big as your head. So what if they're a little ripe? Fabulous, fabulous. Waste not, want not. Looks like I'm going to be a vegan for a while. Well, so be it. Tonight the vegetables, tomorrow the world. Boiled, sautéed, any way at all. How about a nice hearty soup and a casserole? Potatoes au gratin, yes. A little salt and pepper, a few spices, and voila! Luther Aorta's Blue Plate Special, coming up. A bit earthy. Perhaps some condiments. Catsup, Worcestershire, a touch of brown mustard. You gorgeous turnip, you. Now, something to wash it down. I'm still not full. Something more to fill the hole. Let me see what's left. Can't leave anything to waste. Who's there? That you, Arnie? Who's in my backyard? The cat. Or raccoons. Come to steal by the light of the moon. Well, I will not have it. Get away! Go on, scat! What? Where did this come from? Somebody's dug a hole. A deep one. Someone or something. About 6 feet. But how? Whoa! Felt like something tripped me. But what? Gotta climb out. This is ridiculous. Can't get hold of a thing. Stop it! Stop pushing the rotten vegetables in. Who's doing this? What are you trying to do? Bury me? Stop! I tell you! Let me out! Stop! Stop! I can't breathe!
So, what do you think it was?
What?
Last night. Didn't you hear it?
I didn't hear nothing.
Well, I did. All night long. Like something digging with their hands, only...
Only what?
Not exactly digging. Chewing is more like it. Do you think some animals got into that crazy man's backyard?
Who cares? More there than he can eat.
Don't be so sure. He's got some belly on him.
Soon as the next crop comes in, I get my pick. A miracle, he says. We better make some money out of it. My back's killing me.
Oh, there he is now.
That ain't him.
It was him. I could tell. Go out and look.
Look for what?
The loony. See what he's up to.
You go.
You.
All right, Ida, if that'll make you happy. Where's all the rotten stuff? He cleaned them up pretty good. Aorta? Hey, Aorta! You all right in there? Hey, what did you do with the old vegetables? Hey, are you... Oh, jeez. What happened? You okay, buddy? Wake up!
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. He was just laying here.
Take his pulse.
Oh, he's dead.
Turn him over.
Oh, poor guy.
Sure got a gut on him. Bigger than ever. What's that stuff around his mouth?
Looks like dirt. What are you laughing at?
Don't you get it, Arnie? The whole yard's empty. And you know what he did with it. He ate himself to death.
No. No.
End of a very strange incident in the annals of home gardening. Whether Mr. Aorta finally climbed out of that hole or ate his way out doesn't really matter. But an autopsy found several pounds of dirt and nothing else in his bloated stomach. And Mr. Santucci, his unwitting partner, slept very little that night, waiting for the next deadly crop to appear. Like Mr. Aorta, he began to wonder if there are some things, free or not, that are best left to the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
Free Dirt, starring Eric Bogosian with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Charles Beaumont. Heard in the cast were Meg Falcon, Roderick Peoples, Linda Reiter, David Darlow, Elizabeth Lido, Roger Mueller, Amber Lake, Jeff Lupetin, Doug James, Karen Olson, Dana Bokor, and Carl Amari. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group. Sound design and custom Foley effects for The Twilight Zone by Cerny American creatives Bob Benson, Craig Lee, Michael Slaybach, and Matt Sorrow. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to contact us, visit our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. Doug James speaking. He's Alive, starring Peter Mark Richmond and Marshall Allman, with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Rod Serling. Heard in the cast were Roger Mueller, Jason Bradley, Christian Stolte, Doug James, Jeff Lupetin, Amanda Amari, Elizabeth Lido, Vince Amari, Alex Sopner, Frenette Lebo, Carl Amari, Kurt Nabig, Peggy Roeder, and Jason Mallow. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Jason Mallow for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
That looks like a good spot.
Where?
Up ahead on the corner.
Yeah, we'll set up some boxes.
I don't know.
It's perfect, I tell you. All these people taking a walk after dinner, they'll listen. Oh, they'll listen, all right.
Just hand out the pamphlets for now. I have to work on my speech.
What speech? You don't need one. Just say it the way you say it to us.
These people, they don't know what we stand for.
So tell them, Pete.
We'll make sure they listen. Put the flag up against the building.
Which one?
Both of them. Ours and Old Glory. The big two. There's some boxes. You can stand on them. I'll go set them up.
Man, oh man, this is gonna be the night, huh, Pete?
Well, I guess it's now or never.
Got that right.
How's my uniform look?
Here, straighten your tie. The cap, the boots, perfect. You look like a leader. Big time.
Go, Pete. Give him a dose of the truth.
Hey, mister.
Excuse me, little girl.
Are you in the army?
No army you ever heard of, sweetheart, but you will.
My daddy's a lieutenant. Are you a lieutenant?
Better than that, kid. A lot better. Now stand back. You're in the way.
Good evening. Good evening, neighbors. I have something of great importance to tell you. If you'll all gather round.
Neighbors? Who's neighbors?
Yeah, we're not your neighbors.
I never saw him around here.
Yeah, me neither.
Look at those crazy outfits they're wearing.
Yeah, they look like real idiots.
I bring you a message that you'll all want to hear.
What are you selling? Vegetable choppers? Because I already bought one.
Well, hear me out, folks.
Hey, what's with the goopy flag?
Yeah, it's got lightning bolts on it.
Well, maybe they're looking for a few good men for Halloween.
I want to talk to you about international communism and the secret masters of the World Bank. I'm not joking, neighbors. Do you know who's really behind it? Look at our economy. It's falling apart. It's because of the bankers. That's right. The economics of the world, now, then, and forever, have always been the breeding ground for a certain type. An insidious type. The worshippers of the golden calf, whose religion is gold, whose loyalty, first and foremost, is to money, and only money. And we know who loves money more than anyone else, don't we? We know what tribe.
He's just getting warmed up.
Yep, in a minute he'll have him in the palm of his hand.
The tribe of traitors. And they're here, in our homeland. They're in Washington. Those swine have captured the reins of government.
Yeah, they're rotten apples, and I got an apple for you. Hey, knock it off, people.
Yeah, show some respect.
I'm talking about traitors. Listen.
Boring.
Ice cream. Get your ice cream.
I want one.
Come on, Angie. We'll both get one. Then we'll go home.
Yeah, there's nothing happening here.
No. Listen to this. What about foreigners? Huh? Foreigners. Take a look at the way that they're controlling us. The lines lead directly to Palestine and to the Vatican.
Yeah, I've had about enough of this. Let's go.
It's a conspiracy, I tell you. A conspiracy of men who aren't like us. Yellow men, brown men, black men. They come here and they infiltrate our economy. They're right here on our doorstep.
If there's anybody sitting on your doorstep, buddy, it's the man in the white coat.
Here, take a tomato with you.
You think that's pretty funny, don't you? You think it's funny that your country can be sold out? That they can sell out your flag and your birthright? You think that's funny, huh? Well, the day will come.
Oh, shut up.
Let him talk. What's the matter? No more big talk? He's just a scrawny kid with a big mouth. Real big. As long as you got a couple of punks to protect you.
We gotta do something.
Where's Nick?
Go on, get out of here.
Back off. This here's a real American.
Yeah, a real jerk.
Why, you?
Get out! Cut it off! Cut it out! Right now!
Portrait of a Bush League Führer named Peter Vulmer, a young man who feeds off his self-delusions and is left perpetually hungry. Like his goose-stepping predecessors, he searches for something to explain this hunger, to rationalize why the world passes him by without saluting. In his own twisted and distorted lexicon, he calls it faith, strength, truth. But the particular brand of truth he seeks can be found in any sewer. Peter Vulmer doesn't know it yet, but he is about to ply his trade on another corner, an intersection in a strange shadowland called the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, He's Alive, starring Marshall Allman and Peter Mark Richmond, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
All right, folks, break it up. Party's over.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Looks like the boys in the brown shirts took a licking.
No, we got him. We got him good.
Ted, what are you lying on the ground for?
Problem, fellas?
It was the communists. The communists did this.
What?
Which ones are those, Jack?
All of them.
They ran away like cowards.
We want to press charges.
What about names? We need names if we're gonna charge anybody.
Look, forget about it. We can take care of ourselves.
Sure you can.
You need some medical attention?
No, we don't need your help.
Come on, Peter, I'll help you up.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, Jack, you forgot your flag.
Yeah, your mama made it for you.
Give it to me.
Sure.
There'll come a day when guys like you will crawl on your belly to salute this. There'll come a day.
Yeah, well, let me know the date, Jack, so I can stay home sick.
Hey, Pete! Pete! Are you okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
What are you doing in the alley?
It cornered me. Must have been 10 guys on top of me. It was all I could do to get away.
You sure that's what happened?
Sure, I'm sure. Oh, mean crowd, Pete. You get a hot night, and you always get a mean crowd. Remember when I was telling you that? Remember when I was telling you that every time you get a hot night...
All right.
Okay, Pete. Okay.
Why? I tried. I tried hard out there tonight, but I couldn't get through. I couldn't get them to listen. Words never come out right.
You did good. Real good.
Someday they'll listen. They'll have to. They'll listen and they'll cheer.
Someday they will, Pete. You'll see. Someday. Now, hold still. It's only a cut, not a mortal wound. Wash your face when you get home and put some iodine on it. I think you will survive. Now, do you want a cup of coffee?
I'd rather have a drink.
A drink, is it?
May I have a drink, Ernst?
I have some wine. Will that do?
Yes, please.
Very well. You are a man now.
Thank you.
Peter, one sips wine. That's not beer from a beer garden.
Sorry. I'll remember that next time.
The next time. Just how many next times do you suppose a human being has in the scheme of things?
Oh, come on, don't lecture me, Ernst. I'm sick, I'm tired, and I took a beating out there.
Did you?
Yeah, can I stay the night?
Yeah, the couch remains in the corner, as usual.
You're a good friend, Ernst. You understand.
Sad to say, I do.
A man does what he believes in.
A man usually does.
I believe in certain things.
Is that right?
You know I do. I mean, we're friends. You've known me since I was a kid.
When you were a little kid, Peter, and I used to find you crying at my door late at night, I could pity you then.
And now?
What do you think? Now you peddle hate on street corners as if it were popcorn.
It's not hate. It's a point of view. A philosophy.
Oh, I know the philosophy. I know it quite well. 9 years in a place called Dachau. And you know who put me there? Peter Vulmer.
What?
A lot of Peter Vulmers. Frustrated men, sick men, hungry men. But the result, the effect, never mind the cause, was 12 million bodies in shallow graves. And it all started with young men in uniforms, talking on street corners.
Hey, you let me come here. You never sent me away.
No, I never did. I never do. That's the weakness that you scream about on your street corner. The sentimentality, the softness, the weakness that makes a man his brother's keeper. So I must be one of the worst of your criminals, Peter. Sentimental, soft, and very preoccupied with my brothers. I should close the door on you, but perhaps this is my sickness. I only see the boy, not the man. Go ahead. Sleep on my couch.
Look, why don't you understand? You're the only person in the world I ever had. What else have I had? What? A drunk father who used to throw me against the wall? An old lady who drank till she had no marbles in her head? She didn't even recognize me half the time. That's why I used to come over here to your apartment, because, I mean, you were gentle with me, you know? You'd talk to me. You'd feed me. You'd take care of me. Ernst, you're my real father.
Ah, this is the boy speaking again. The little boy with so much fear in him. Yeah, you rest now, Peter. You rest well.
No. 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 Wait. Eugene. What? What?
Peter!
Who's that?
Peter?
Who's out there? Who is it?
A friend, Mr. Vulmer.
A friend?
You have need of friends, yeah. Allies. Yeah, come downstairs, Mr. Vulmer. Come down and we'll talk, you and I. Hello, Mr. Vulmer.
I heard people out here.
Oh, did you?
And your voice.
Well, a dream, perhaps, of better days to come.
Who are you?
Take a good look. Do you not recognize me? Surely you have seen my picture.
Wait. That hair. The mustache. No. It can't be. You died a long time ago.
Did I? Or perhaps I only wanted people to think so.
But you're a great man.
I am aware of your opinion.
How did you know where to find me?
I simply followed your tears, Mr. Vulmer.
You said you have something to talk about?
I do. I do indeed. I have you to talk about, and the things you believe in, which are the things I believe in as well. See, your success, Mr. Vulmer, will be my success. Are you interested?
I am. I am. Please go on.
Good. Then let us start by discussing a most important point. What are the dynamics of a crowd? How do you move them, Mr. Vulmer? How do you excite them? How do you make them feel as one with you?
I don't know. I don't know, sir. How?
Join them first, Mr. Vulmer. Yeah? When you address them, speak as if you were a part of the mob. Speak to them in their language, on their level. Make them hate the things you hate.
How do I do that?
If they are poor, talk to them about poverty. If they are afraid, talk to them about their fears. And if they are angry, Mr. Vulmer, if they are angry, give them objects for their anger. But most of all, what is most of the essence is that you make the mob an extension of yourself. Say to them things like, things like this. They call us hate mongers. They say we're prejudiced. They say We're biased. They say we hate the minorities. The minorities. Understand the term, neighbors. Minorities. Shall I tell you who the minorities are? Shall I? We are. We are the minorities. That way, Mr. Vulmer. See, you started that way.
I think I understand.
That's right.
Neighbors. Neighbors. They call us hate mongers.
That's it. More.
They say we're prejudiced. They say we're biased.
Yeah, now you have got it. Go on.
The minorities? Understand the term, neighbors. The minorities. Shall I tell you who the minorities are? We are the minorities. Because patriotism is the minority. Because love of country is the minority. Because to live in a free white America seems to be a minority opinion. Let me tell you something, neighbors. I want you to dwell on this. Just dwell on it. Once we had an atom bomb, and suddenly the Russians had it. We wanted to send men into space, but it was the Russians who got there first. We had a hydrogen bomb. It was the Russians who exploded theirs. Who gave them the bombs? Who sold us out? Who stabbed us in the back? Well, if it's the minority opinion that we must survive, then we are the minority. And this minority will not stop until it's the majority. This minority will not give up the fight. No, this is the promise, and this is the legacy.
Look, I'm not gonna wait much longer, you understand?
Gibbons, cool it.
Pretty good crowd tonight, huh?
Great crowd, and you were great, Pete. I mean it.
Thanks, Stanley. They're finally responding.
Responding? You had them right where you want them.
Yeah. This here is my hall. You've been renting it all this time, but I ain't got the money yet.
Hey, can't you see we're busy?
Okay, boys. I'll put it to you this way. If I don't get paid right now, you don't have the hall tomorrow night. You got that?
I'll go count the donations.
What's the problem?
Oh, this is a hungry man here, Pete. He's got to have his shekels. You know the type.
I told you guys you're 3 weeks behind on the rent. You said you'd give it to me a week ago, and all I got was a cigarette butts on the floor. After tonight, that's it.
Excuse me. Am I to understand that you're going to lock us out of this meeting hall because of a couple weeks' lousy rent?
Oh, you understand right. $600 due. $600 that ain't been received.
We happen to be a young movement. We're still struggling. We need time to grow.
I don't rent time. I just rent the hall. It's the money. Or you put up a soapbox in the street.
A soapbox in the street?
What do we do, Pete? We gotta do something.
I don't see why we have to tiptoe around this guy. Why don't I just educate him?
Look, Frank, I don't know. Why don't you just hold on a second?
I can do it, guaranteed.
Well, I know you can, Frank.
Somebody left this for you, Pete.
Who?
Nobody saw him. Just left this envelope at the back door. Your name's on it.
There's money inside.
6 C-notes. Hey, how about that? We need $600, and here it is.
Oh, man, how about that? Hey, Gibbons, come and get it.
Yeah, it's about time.
You satisfied? Then don't bother us.
All right. You're paid up through this week.
Where'd the dough come from, Pete? You have any idea?
We must have a secret supporter.
I can see why. You were really something tonight. I can't even tell you how it sounded. You had him. You really had him.
Hey, we're gonna make it. And now something tells me we're really gonna make it.
You bet your life.
You guys go on. I'll see you outside.
Sure, Pete.
Anything you say.
Excellent performance, Mr. Vulmer. Yes, very effective. Very effective. You learn quickly.
Well, thank you. I didn't know you were here.
I am always here. Pleased to be of help. You learned the style very well. You delivered it precisely as I told you.
I'm very obliged. And the money?
Oh, it was the least I could do. We couldn't have you thrown out into the streets, yeah? I happen to feel that your work is very important.
You're with us?
With you? Oh, Mr. Vulmer, you might say I am you. Now, I have some suggestions. I'll continue to give you speeches, but there's a matter of importance that must be taken care of.
What is it?
An expedient, Mr. Vulmer. Oh, you might call it a cause célèbre. Something to cement the organization together.
I don't understand.
The organization needs a martyr.
A martyr? How do we find a martyr?
You don't find one, Mr. Vulmer. You choose one. You pick out the one of least value, and you make him a symbol. You wrap him in a flag, and you make his death work for you. Find a man, Mr. Vulmer, who has no worth while he's alive, but who can serve you when he's dead.
Like who?
Oh, surely there is such a one.
Pete, they're waiting.
Be right there, Nick.
Okay. Thought I heard voices. You talking to somebody?
No. I'm just practicing my next speech. Look, hey, tell Frank to come in here, would you?
Right away.
Alone.
Sure thing, Pete.
An excellent choice, Mr. Vulmer. The little fat one. Yeah. Now, all you have to do is arrange it.
The only thing is, I've known Nick for a long time. Isn't there some other way?
Other way? There is no other way, Mr. Vulmer. And if you weaken now, there's no point in going on. When Frank comes back, tell him you've discovered an informer. Tell him the informer has done you irreparable damage. The informer must be put out of the way, but cleverly, subtly, so that there is some question as to who is responsible.
But Nick's been with us from the beginning.
The beginning? Oh, no, Mr. Vulmer. None of you were at the beginning. None of you.
Nick's my friend.
And this is an act of friendship. We are allowing him to serve the cause. How glorious for him.
Nick says you wanted to see me.
We got a stoolie in the group, Frank.
A stoolie?
Yeah. Nick's been talking. And I think he's working for the police.
No.
I know it to be a fact. Everything we've done, everything we've said, Nick snitched on us.
Are you sure?
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Well, what do you want to do, Pete?
Get rid of him. Get rid of him so that it looks like somebody else did it. Make it look like someone who hates us.
I understand. I understand, Pete. You call it, you got it.
There you are, officers. Thank God.
Stay calm, ma'am.
Now just tell us, where's this body?
Over here, in the alley.
Shine your flashlight on it.
Look at all that blood. Somebody did quite a number on him, huh?
I've seen him before. It's one of those young hooligans. You can tell by the uniform.
He's dead, all right. Call a meat wagon.
What was this one's name? Wait a minute. There's a note pinned to his chest.
What does it say?
A good fascist. What do you suppose that means?
One of their enemies must have put it there after he beat him to death.
Yeah, but which enemy? There's a lot of them around here.
Fewer and fewer every day.
Hurry up, Frank. We've been waiting for you.
Is it done?
Cross off the little creep. Anything else?
Then, we finally have our martyr.
Pete, you better go on. They're going nuts in there.
It's a good crowd tonight?
Right to the ceiling.
What's the matter, Stanley?
Oh, nothing.
Then why the look?
It's just that... Nick was a nice guy, Pete. I miss him.
Stanley, you listen to me. You forget about Nick right now. He was a fat pig with no guts. He was a greasy big mouth who copped out every time he took a breath. A nickel and dime Judas who got exactly what he deserved. So don't mourn for Nick. He doesn't rate mourning. Not that pig. You got that, Stanley? Look at me, Stanley. You got that?
Yeah.
You have his poster ready?
Blown up bigger in life. Just like you said.
Good. When I give the signal, unveil it behind the podium. All right, everyone. I have something very important to say. A man of honor has died tonight. A decent, courageous fighter for the cause of freedom. He gave his life. He gave his life for us. Some skulking assassin murdered him. But friends and neighbors and co-fighters, Nick Bloss did not die in vain. They stilled his great heart, but they could not stifle his memory. They could not obliterate his courage. They could not wipe away his honor. He lives, my friends. He lives in you, and he lives in me. He lives deep in the gut of any human being who believes that the United States of America should be free, should be untainted, should be free from the mongrels who try to enslave it. Now, Stanley, look at this portrait of Nick Bloss in his uniform. He wore it proudly. He died for it. And you and I, neighbors, we will live for it!
Oh, hiya, Mr. Gans.
How do you do?
How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm very sober, unfortunately.
Beer?
Yeah, if you please.
Boy, listen to him across the street. Guy's got a voice on him.
And I knew it when it was only a whimper.
That's a wild kid, that one. Used to be people would laugh at him, but lately he gets the crowd. Not many people laugh now. Say, you know him, don't you?
Yeah, since he was a child. A silent little boy with very little to say. But now, I've been here before. Oh yes, I've seen and heard it all before.
That was another time, Mr. Gans. Another place. Another kind of people. That stuff doesn't go here.
That's what we said, too. They were brown shirt scum. Temporary insanity. Part of the passing scene. Too monstrous to be real. So we ignored them. Or laughed at them. Because we couldn't believe that there were enough insane people to march for their cause. And then, one morning, the country woke up from an uneasy sleep, and there was no more laughter. The Peter Vulmers had taken over. The wild animals had changed places with the zookeepers.
Another one, Mr. Gans?
No, thank you. I have had my fill.
You take it easy now. You're not going to do anything foolish, are you?
Me? Not this time. It mustn't happen again. We can't let it. We simply can't let it happen again. All the anguish, all the horror, all the nightmare. No. Not this time.
Mr. Gans? Mr. Gans!
And so I tell you, my friends, we will take it to the streets. There's going to be a big meeting tomorrow night with searchlights and banners and drums and armbands. For every one of you who wants to join us, we have armbands. And soon, very soon, we will have uniforms for all of you. When we march!
Who's that?
Search me. Go on, Mr. Vulmer. You were saying?
Ernst, what are you doing here?
I can tell them what you were saying. I have heard it all before. I have heard it 1,000 times before. In Munich, in Berlin, on 100 different street corners. It was drivel then, and it is drivel now.
Ernst, you've got to stop.
And what is this one here? The latest model? A new Führer right off the assembly line? Well, this one isn't so new. He is just a cheap copy. Oh, let me tell you about this one. About the breed, the species. They are all alike. Problem children with illusions. Sick, sad neurotics who need applause like a needle.
That's enough, Ernst. Please. Please.
Listen to me, Peter, and let them listen, or I will tell them about a quaking, whimpering boy who cried on my couch, who still cries on my couch.
Ernst, don't!
They need parades and torchlights and slogans like therapy. They need uniforms and armbands, because without them they are naked and pitiful. This one grew too old to bite his nails, so he made believe he could lead others.
Pete, don't let him have the mic. Put him down, or I'll put him down.
Yeah, put me down, Peter. Shut me up. Stifle me, huh? Why don't you? Why can't you? Because this is your courage right here. The symbol on your sleeve. A torch and a lightning bolt. A crude drawing for children.
I'm warning you, Ernst.
This patch is your strength. This and the crowds and the sick aisles. And if I tell you to your face, Peter, that your courage is made out of cloth, that your ideas are filthy garbage, and that you are something less than a man, what do you say to that? How do you answer me?
Like this!
Oh, the rebuttal. The only answer your kind knows how to give. Is that the best you can do? A bloody nose? This is your Führer? He is yours. I give him to you. A gift from the sewers.
You see, folks, the way it is.
Hey, Pete, don't worry about it. He's just an old man. One crummy old man.
The way it is, I knew him. I knew the old man once.
Is that a fact, Mr. Vulmer?
Yes, that is a fact. I used to know him. And...
Who's he talking to?
Mr. Vulmer, I have no interest in who he is. My concern is in what he is. He cheapened you in front of these people. You barely had the strength to strike him a slap, like a woman. Your voice is like a lion, but But your instincts are rabbits.
And you? Instincts like a rabbit. Slap like a woman. You stand in the darkness and plan the battles. But you're never there when they're fought. No. Why don't you come up here alongside me, huh? Why don't you let them see who you really are? Why don't you make a speech?
Mr. Vulmer, I was making speeches before you knew how to read them. I was fighting battles when you were struggling to get out of a womb. I was taking over the world when your universe was a crib. And as for my standing in the darkness, Mr. Vulmer, I invented darkness.
Then you take the stage. Go on. It's all yours.
Pete, who were you talking to? Where are you going? You can't run out.
Ernst! Where are you? Let me explain. You! Why? Why did you pick me?
I didn't pick you, Mr. Vulmer. You picked me. You chose my ideas. You invoked my name. So now, you must take whatever comes with it.
What?
In the past, I've given you suggestions. Now, I give orders.
Orders? What do you want me to do?
From now on, you must be built of steel. No soft gaps of sentiment. Steel, Mr. Vulmer. The way we handled Nick, and the mobs, and the speeches. And gradually, bit by bit, we shall forge something strong, something powerful. Just as I did before, with my own hands. With my own hands! The old man, the Jew, he'll be back again tomorrow night, the next night. I know him. I know the type. We sent them into the ovens. But always there was a handful left to point a finger. His kind, Mr. Vulmer, his kind are dangerous. See, they talk, they think, they plant seeds, they hold us back. Here, take this.
What is it?
What do you think? A Luger 9mm pistol. My personal sidearm. Kill him. Kill the old man.
Kill Ernst?
Tonight, he will be in his room. If you are man enough. If you are steel.
All right. I'll do it. I'll do it now.
Then, Mr. Vulmer, when you come back, there's much we have to talk about. Plans, campaigns, ideas, the next steps. This is only the beginning, the dawn. It will be a long, long day.
Yeah? Oh, come in. Ah, I thought it was you.
You wouldn't listen to me, Ernst.
On the contrary, I listened to all that I was able to stand.
You should pay attention now. I can't even begin to tell you what's happened. It's too incredible. It's too unbelievable. I can tell you this much. We're on the march. From now on, we only go forward. There's no stopping us.
No stopping you, Peter? An old man stopped you tonight with a few words. He stopped you with the truth.
You're wrong, Ernst. It's not just me anymore. There's someone else. Someone behind us. Someone even you tremble at.
He'd have to be a very imposing figure, Peter. Much more imposing than you.
Oh, he is. He gave me this. See?
More imposing even than a gun.
That's only because you don't think I'll use it. Which only goes to show that you don't know me.
I know you, Peter, I know you. From a ravaged little boy wanting love to a torn man looking for respect, identity. I don't fear you. So you may do what you have in mind at any time you wish. With this one last reminder. You can never kill an idea with a bullet. Never.
No. I'm all steel now. Ernst, I'm made out of steel. No more sentiment. No more softness. Just purpose. Just will.
Then shoot. Kill. Destroy me, if you can. Am I close enough to you?
You're frightened. Admit it.
Not at all. Impatient and a little bored.
With living?
With having to live in a time that produces people like you. Once, years ago, you made death inviting. You still do. So do me the goodness, Peter. Get it over with as quickly as possible. I'm waiting, Peter.
Kill him, Vulmer. Kill the old man. Kill the Jew. Use strength. Use will. Be made of steel, Vulmer. Kill him! Kill him now!
You see, Ernst? I told you! I'm made of steel!
All steel. All strength. But at the expense of things that most other men have. Some fragments of decency that tell them right from wrong. That make them love. Yes, Peter, you have steel, but now you have no heart.
Where is everybody?
Pete? We were just cleaning up.
What happened to you?
Nothing. Nothing happened to me. You tell them. You go out there and you tell them.
But they've all gone home.
Tell them I'm still in charge. I'm number one. You serve, I lead. Understand? You serve, I lead.
Come on, Pete. Let's go.
No, he picked me. Out of everybody, he picked me. What's wrong? Don't you believe me? He did. He picked me.
So long, Pete. See ya.
Don't you walk away from me! Frank! Frank! Who's there? Who is that?
Vulmer?
You. I did what you said.
Sentimentality, Mr. Vulmer?
None!
Steel?
Steel!
And no regrets?
None!
What did you destroy tonight?
Only a disease. A growth on our flesh that had to be removed.
Not a man, then?
No. Hardly a man.
How did it feel?
It felt like I was immortal.
Mr. Vulmer, we are immortal.
Yes. Yes.
There he is.
Don't move.
What do you want?
Peter Vulmer?
Yes.
We have a warrant for your arrest.
That's impossible.
The charge is conspiracy to commit murder. Your two friends are outside in cuffs. The victim's name was Nicholas Bloss.
Get away from me.
He's got a gun.
Drop the gun! Now! Walk toward us with your hands up!
Hey, look, he's going to the other door.
Tell them to cover the alley. Halt! Halt, or I'll shoot!
Hold it right there! We got him! He's hit!
Call for an ambulance. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
There's something very wrong. There's something very wrong. Easy, kid. Don't try to talk. But you made a terrible mistake. I'm made of steel. It's true. Don't you understand? I'm made of steel. I'm made of steel. I'm made of steel. I'm made of steel.
Where will he appear next? This phantom from another time, this resurrected ghost of an old nightmare. Chicago? Los Angeles? Miami, Florida, perhaps. Vincennes, Indiana. Syracuse, New York. Any place, every place where there's hate, where there's prejudice, where there's bigotry. Because he's alive. He's alive so long as these evils exist. Remember that when he comes to your town. Remember it when you hear his voice speaking through the mouths of others, no matter who they may be. Remember it when you hear a name called a minority slandered. Any blind, unreasoning attack on a people or any human being. He's alive. Because through these things, we keep him alive.
The Twilight Zone continues in just a moment.
You are about to enter another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. Hi, this is Stacy Keach. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Twilight Zone website at twilightzoneradio.com. At twilightzoneradio.com, you'll find the latest information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas, including behind-the-scenes photographs, plus the newest product releases, trivia contests, ways to contact us, other Twilight Zone-related info and merchandise, plus links to other fascinating websites. So make your next stop twilightzoneradio.com.
Visit twilightzoneradio.com to purchase these Twilight Zone radio dramas on cassette and CD, or call toll-free 1-866-989-ZONE. That's 1-866-989-9663.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.